got a bit of a hydraulic leak on my 2003 Mercedes S55 AMG. It's coming from the quick connect coupler for the rear left ABC strut, which is right there. Just a little O-ring inside of it which I'll be replacing. To get to it I have to take the wheel off and the inner fender liner out. That's fairly simple, just 4 of these 10mm plastic nuts, 1 screw, also 10mm. Also, when you jack the car up, make sure that all the weight is from the car is off the suspension. See, it's resting on the jacking point as well as on a jack stand right there. So the whole suspension is hanging down fully. Now just wait for about 20 minutes for the system to depressurize. And clean that really well and everything, and before disconnecting it, and do the lead nipple to make sure there's no pressure. There's no need to jack up the other side of the car because both sides are independent. You just use a common valve block, but there's separate valves in them, so if you depressurize this side, the other side still stays up so it won't collapse or anything. So here's the hydraulic hose disconnected. Make sure you let off the excess pressure for the 11mm bleed valve right there. That will take off some pressure off the coupler so you can twist it and pull it back. So make sure you clean this really well before taking it off. I really like the way they make this, as there's a valve inside, so when this is disconnected the fluid doesn't come out and air doesn't get in. This is what the other side of the connector looks like on the strut. You can see the nipple thing sticking out the bottom right there, which goes inside in there, which depresses the valve. Now the O-ring I'll be changing is right in there. The camera doesn't really pick it up that well because it's dark and sunny in the background, but I'll try to get a better view of that later. Got the new O-ring put in, which is the green thing you see right there, and also in front of it, a very small white Teflon ring that does not need to be removed. I just took it out with a pick, like this, quite simple. Careful not to damage it though. The O-ring itself is nothing special, it's just a standard green HMBR O-ring, that's all it is. Now I measured it, here's the measurement sort of in millimeters. It's almost 2 millimeters in thickness, 1.92 millimeters, and in diameter it's about 14.94, maybe a bit less. Mind you, this one is old and stretched to the new one. Should be slightly smaller. Here is everything put back together. See, there's the hydraulic hose right there, no leaks. I recommend putting the wheel on without the inner fender liner, then cycle the ride height a couple times to bleed the system. That way you can get a better view of the coupling and the hydraulic hose to check it for leaks. Then once everything's okay, remove the wheel again and install the inner fender liner. Now once everything's put back together, you need to add the hydraulic oil, which is extremely important. To use Pentostan CHF 11S. you put any other fluid or power steering fluid in the system, you will severely damage it or cause many problems. This is the reservoir for the suspension. There's a dipstick. It's very important to clean this so you don't get dust inside the system. It's very sensitive. There's the filter for it. This is the dipstick for the power steering, as well as the hydraulic filter for it. And it uses pentosan as well. Do not put power steering fluid into the power steering reservoir of these Mercedes cars with ABC suspension, or it'll cause all sorts of problems. So that's pretty much it for this video. I'll end it here, and thank you for watching.